Hello everybody, hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to Rocket League News. I have not seen you guys in forever. I missed all of you Rocket League fans out there, and for new viewers, I probably just scared you away, but welcome back to Esports News. Here we occasionally cover Rocket League when it's actually, the crazy stuff out there. So I hope you guys all enjoy. I hope to see you back here as well with future Rocket League content as Roster Mania has began. Some crazy roster changes as well we'll be covering very briefly in today's episode. The first of which, and biggest news, of course, being Dignitas dropping Turbo from the roster. That does mean Panda is the only remaining member of that world-class trio on the roster itself. So pretty surprising this morning, as of announced a couple of hours ago. Who will replace him is not answered quite yet. They're going to announce their third member as we slowly approach DreamHack Valencia, as well as RLCS, where they will not be. And of course, people questioning who's going to be a potential third player to join the roster. It will not be Speed, at least for now, as his new roster for Valencia has also been confirmed with this clip for all of you.
Ooh. Should we announce it later? I think we're going to announce it. Yeah, that's happening.
And as you guys can probably tell, I'm talking as fast as usual. That's because I had a caffeinated beverage. This is not a sponsor, by the way. It's actually a Japanese monster, though. Tastes delicious and almost just as delicious or just as good as this drink. I know this is going to sound super cheesy. Could be that roster of the new bricks. And with that being said, of course, Cookser, A Lot, and Speed have now been announced via that stream clip. And with that being said, that does mean and confirm, as we thought, Miztik will be off that bricks roster, which is one of the least surprising things I have heard to date about these roster changes. And during Roster Mania, he has long been, to me, the linchpin of the roster, so I give him a lot of credit. He's had incredibly high highs, incredibly low lows. He is very inconsistent, has been contrived with that inconsistency pretty much ever since he joined that roster, and he is the reason I thought for a lot of the matches throughout this season, they either did or they did very, very well. And with him being a linchpin, a lot of that responsibility falls on him, and with them not making RLCS finals or main stage, I'm not surprised by this move being made. I am surprised, though, that Dignitas have not announced their third member permanently, although if it's going to be Speed, he's currently going to be with another team, that trio for now. And what's the future of that trio going to be? Because notoriously known out there is the butting of heads of A Lot and Cookser, at least in scrims and personal relations. So will this roster be a long-term? I'm not really sure about that. Could they be very good? They could be very surprising in my opinion. And then very lastly as well, with this being said, we now have 3 of our 4 top finishers at our former DreamHack event now going to DreamHack Valencia. They go from Dallas to Valencia. 3 of our top 4 finishers at Dallas will be at Valencia with brand new rosters. Oh my gosh. Because Dignitas, they've dropped Turbo. They're looking for a third. They will announce it before that event comes, and I am super excited to see. Another note we could touch on as well is the fact that they are changing rosters after not making one main stage. They had decent results. I wouldn't say anything shocking. Of course, the main shock being their RLCS main group play as well. But besides that, I'm very surprised they did not give this roster a bit more time, given how good this trio could have been as well. So a bit of a shock there, but alongside that, of course, Evil Geniuses. They've dropped both Corrupted and Classics. They'll continue on performing and competing at DreamHack Valencia by themselves as XEG, and they will need a third on top of that. We leave Drippe on his own on the current Evil Geniuses roster. And then very lastly, of course, just announced, we talked about this, that'll be A Lot, Speed, and Cookser on the bricks. That is 3 brand new rosters, and I guess a 4th one for Valencia as well, and that will be Method now dropping Oscillon and Astral to replace him on top of all of that. Roster Mania is well underway. As always, I'm very curious what you guys think about this. It's always a two-way discussion. I've only seen RLCS in some tournaments. You guys have well seen the same gameplay. I probably analyze it and see it very differently than how you guys do as well. What do you think of these roster changes? For me, nothing was too big of a surprise. Dignitas, obviously a pretty big shock there. I think they could have withstood with that roster for quite some time longer to see how well they would do. Besides that, though, the Miztik replacement, Oscillon, was hinted at for quite some time. Not too big of surprises, but I do expect big surprises coming soon once RLCS concluded a few weeks from now, which, by the way, I could not be more excited to be back in Rocket League News and covering RLCS as the main stage does begin this weekend. Get hyped up, guys. I hope you all enjoy it. As always, my name is Jake. I'll see you back here sometime soon. Until then, take care. Bye.